Calling the meeting to order for July 28, 2026 of the Rock Creek Village Council, regular council meeting. Start off with roll call.
Mrs. Hinton?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanner? Here. Mr. Simona?
Here.
Mrs. Beckwith?
Here.
Mrs. Nash?
Here.
And Mrs. Skeeta?
Yes.
Now we'll stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now we need a motion to accept the agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Mr. Simonis?
Yes.
Mrs. Skeeta?
Yes.
Mrs. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Beckwith?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanner?
Yes.
And Mrs. Hinton?
Yes.
Now we need to make a motion to accept the minutes from the July 23rd, 2026 regular council meeting, the July 26th special council meeting, and the July 14th workshop.
I make a motion to accept the meeting minutes for July 23rd, June 26th, and July 14th, excuse me, June 23rd. I'll second it.
Now we need a motion to accept payments as...
Hold on.
Roll call, okay.
Mrs. Nash?
Yes?
Mrs. Beckwith?
Yes.
Mrs. Skeeta? Mr. Simona?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanner? And Mrs. Hinton?
One minor correction is, on the 23rd, it said there's something attached from Gloria, and it didn't have an attachment. So maybe you just want to change the reference on it. Hang on, I'll tell you where it's at in a second.
I saw it somewhere too.
Yeah, it's in there. It just states it's attached, it should be changed to something like the.
No, it is attached to the, it will be attached to it's the report she had?
Yeah.
That Sam read?
Yes, yeah, yes.
Okay, it just doesn't get attached to our copy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't do that, but it is attached, it's already in the book, because Sam read it last month. So, I'm sorry, she asked for it to be attached.
That's what I was looking for.
It was actually attached the last month, I'm sorry. She asked for it to be attached, and I put it in the last month.
Okay.
So is that how you get it?
Yeah, yes, I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's okay, just verifying.
Sorry.
Okay, now we need a motion to accept the payments as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the payments as presented.
I'll second.
Mrs. Beckwith?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanner?
Yes.
Mrs. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Skeeta?
Yes.
And Mr. Simonis?
Yes.
And Mrs. Hinton?
Now we need a motion to give final reading for ordinance 2651, water rate increase.
We'll make a motion to give a final reading to ordinance number 2026-05-01 water rate increase.
I'll second.
Mrs. Swanner?
Yes.
Mr. Simonis?
Yes.
Mrs. Hinton?
No.
Mrs. Beckwith?
Yes.
Mrs. Nash?
Yes.
And Mrs. Skeeta?
I just still think there's more things that we should investigate before we increase. So no.
Now we need a motion to authorize the mayor to sign resolution 2026-71R, the State Route 45 chip and seal program.
I make a motion to move on resolution 2026-701R.
I'll second.
Mrs. Skeeter,
Yes.
Mr. Simonis,
Yes.
Mrs. Swan,
Yes.
Mrs. Sintic,
Yes.
Mrs. Beckwith,
Yes.
Mrs. Nash.
Yes.
Did we get two more?
Now we need a motion to adopt the key policy.
I'll make a motion to adopt the new key policy.
I'll second.
Mrs. Beckwith,
Yes.
Mr. Simonis,
Yes.
Mrs. Swan,
Yes.
Mrs. Sintic,
No.
Mrs. Nash,
Yes.
and Mrs. Skeeter.
There's more here than what was discussed at workshop. There's a highlighted portion.
Oh, yes, yes. I talked to Lori and we put that on, I'm sorry.
I'll read it. If the fiscal officer is out of the office for an extended period of time, in parentheses, vacation, etc., the utility clerk may be left with the key as fiscal officer discretion. If the key is used, the utility clerk must keep a log of time in, time out, and reason for entry. Why do we need this if your files are locked and the administrator has a key?
The administrator doesn't have a key to that, and
Well, she has a key to your office.
in the records room, Lauren has a file in there. So if I'm gone for a week, she might possibly have to get in there. I also made a copy without that addition if you guys want that one. I did both.
Does the mayor have an office at the fire hall, or at the,
There is no space for one.
I don't think that, just the hall area is sufficient. I say no, because we need to talk more about this.
Angie, did I get to you? I did. You did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we'll have the village administrator's report.
Chloe's not here today, so she asked me to give it. This is her talking. I'm working on getting quotes for road repair, Water Street and Chris.
Can you keep
Little
the
louder?
order of that thing back there?
All right. Throughout town, I've received one and I'm waiting on a couple more. ODOT chip and seal. I spoke to Jim Bruner from ODOT and asked him some questions about the chip and seal project in town. What does the process involve? No money is owed. Council passes the legislation, which gives ODOT consent to work inside the village. Then the project is completed. The road is cleaned and we are hot, liquid asphalt is laid. The stone is laid on top and then rolled and compacted down. How much will it add to the surface of the road? Only 1/4 of an inch. I also asked Jim if it was possible to move the center line from slope to the traffic light 12 inches to the east. At the last time the road was resurfaced, the center line was moved 12 inches to the west. He said that he would add a plan note to move it over when the project is completed. The stump in the corner of Sloat and 45 has been grounded out, so now we can move forward with replacing that small section of sidewalks. We installed a 25-mile-per-hour sign on Sloat Avenue. EPA has reduced our lead and copper monitoring schedule. Our results from the last few years look good as the previous violations have been fully resolved. We will be going from retrieving 20 samples twice a year back to 10 samples a year. At the last workshop, Angie Nash mentioned adding reflectors on the guardrail across from her house. We had reflective tapes replaced it, but we are ordering reflectors for a more permanent solution. Samantha Brandt mentioned in the last meeting the lid on her grinder unit was not secure. We went the next day and verified that it was already secured with bolts and ties, correct? Okay. Mike Friend mentioned his grinder units were not wired correctly. I reached out to our electrician to resolve this issue. He stopped by a couple weeks ago to check it out. Okay, I want to address statements that were made during the public comment portion of the last council meeting, and I regret that I'm not here myself. I ask that this response be included in the official meeting minutes and part of the permanent record. For over 15 years, village employees have sought guidance, advice, and technical assistance from both Pam and Joe Forrestal because of their experience, willingness to help, knowledge of the inner workings of the village. Joe has worked in oil and gas field for over 35 years and has extensive knowledge of pipelines and repairing them. He has volunteered his knowledge and expertise with the village for just as long. Since 2010, Pam has been a council person, mayor, utility clerk, and currently fiscal officer. Consulting with knowledgeable colleagues to ensure accuracy and proper procedures is a normal and responsible part of municipal operations. I will continue to seek guidance from qualified individuals when appropriate, regardless of whether these individuals are family members. During public comments at the last meeting, it was stated that I bring my dad to work to do my job. This is inaccurate, and this represents the situation. When I asked him to accompany me on certain jobs and call-outs, it isn't because he is performing my duties. He is experienced, willing to volunteer his time, and I can count on him to have my back when necessary. I am responsible for my position and the decisions that come along with it. I value his professional expertise and experience, which is beneficial when addressing certain issues. And she's better.
Okay, now we'll move on to committee reports. Finance, Brenda?
Our revenue was $60,166.13. Our expenditures was $38,260.98.
Okay, we need a motion to accept the finance report.
I'll make a motion to accept the finance report.
My second. Barb.
Mr. Simonis?
Yes.
Mrs. Scuda? Yes. Mrs. Nash?
Yes.
Mrs. Beckwith?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanger?
Yes.
And Mrs. Center?
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to water and sewer. Sam?
I really have nothing because her report pretty much covered everything.
Okay. Cemetery, Angie?
Cemetery meeting, 7/23/26. Rocky Meehan was voted in for Roman Shores representative to the board. All the funds for the chapel roof have been secured through public donation and private donations. The roof will be started on in August. A monument like the planter boxes around town will be installed near the chapel with everyone's name who donated money. And on one side, and on the other side, there was a large donation in the name and memory of a family member who will be on the other side. We also have funds through a grant to clean and restore some of the older graves that are in need of repair. And while Sam was doing his job, he found 2 more graves that had been covered by bushes, and he's claiming them. And our next meeting, if anybody is interested, is August 27th, 6:30 here at the fire club. And that's my report.
Okay. SCMR, Sam?
Railroad Station in Jefferson, they cut the grass, which was nice of them. The grass is cut, but there was some damage done to a few things out there. So I want to say this, the table for, workshop, just how we could maybe mark them better in the future so that they don't get damaged. Some of them they were shut off valves, the tops for the houses and stuff, but those can be repaired. And as far as the lights, last time I looked, they were on, but I'll check them again this week. And then for streets, I want to know what we're doing with the salt bins, because the last time we talked, we were going to reinforce them.
That's one thing we have to go into executive session tonight for, is to discuss the,
Well, we talked about this in workshop. So we gotta know what we're doing. We gotta know we have to have salt, so what are we doing? So the last time that we talked in workshop, it was that we would re-support what is there currently. So,
I think we should go in executive session to discuss it.
okay. All right, that's all I have.
okay, safety, Barb?
There's flyers and the back sign-in table for the fire extinguisher training, August 6th. That's a Thursday, 6 p.m. All are welcome. Lauren printed off some extra flyers for me, so I have some back there for everybody. And that's it. I do want to address, I did ask the township to partner with us to mow Station and Jefferson Street, and they said they would not do it without Aaron walking in front of them to show them where they were able to. And I believe Dave had some other information about that whatever cap too, so.
Yeah, and they were alone. They hit the railroad at 7 a.m. There was no. Can you speak up? We can't hear. I'm sorry. There
That
was
thing is running back there.
Morgan Township when they mowed railroad were alone. There wasn't anybody walking with them. And it was about 7 a.m. when they were out there. And we heard the damage.
So again, I think there was something the mayor had on that too, with a car hitting something.
We were told by one of the residents that came down the street that a couple nights prior, there was a car that went off the road, and they actually knocked on his door to try to get him to pull them out of the ditch. So that may have also been part of the damage too, that pushed that big metal cover off.
The big one, right?
Because he said the car was in bad shape and they wanted to put the car on his property, and he told them absolutely not. You don't know who pulled him out of the ditch, but that's where it got left. He says apparently there's problems down there with drag racing and that. at
Yeah.
night.
And I've complained about it for many years, and I get laughed at.
I've been looking for a place.
I actually texted David and said maybe I need speed bumps on railroad. Everybody is, there's always been kids that live on that street.
That'll be another thing I'll bring up to them, that the sheriff's department, that needs to be, especially at night.
Jefferson too, they talk about it when I'm walking at Majors Crossing, they tell me that too.
Okay, I'll add both of those to the list.
Safety stuff.
Okay, SCAD, Sam?
They did their bills and monthly reports with no problems. They are replacing their lawnmower, and they got quotes on those. And the old lawnmower's probably gotta go in their surplus. They got an EMS training and equipment grant for $5,167. They received their insurance money for the roof damage they had, and the metal roof will be installed in August. Rock Creek had 5 call-outs, which is really good because we were like 11 to 14, so 5's pretty good, especially this time of year. Has to be good parenting. Lennox had the highest number at 22. And then there's 162 runs, and the biggest problem was trauma and injury. And that's my report.
Okay, Planning Commission, Gloria?
So mine's really short. The zoning map changes were tabled. So at the next planning meeting, we'll kind of try to come up with new ideas. And then my other is just a question. Dave, did you get in touch with the entities I requested about selling an acre?
I haven't been able to get in touch with him yet.
That's it.
Okay, Personnel, Sam?
Okay, so all the charges have been dropped against Dan Jackson, and I want to thank everybody involved. And I just want everyone to know that the employees will be using body cams when they're out in the public area.
When will that start? And we don't have a policy for how we're keeping that footage and when they should wear them, and so does that mean that they're not going to be paired up anymore? So they don't have to go together now?
They should go together, but you've got 3 employees, and when one's off, you don't have that too. So I think what we had talked about is if they have to go by themselves, they would call in so we know where they're at. And they would have the body cam and try to telephone if they need it.
Then we could make a person.
This is in East Cleveland.
Well, it shouldn't be this way. I agree with you 100%, it shouldn't be this way.
So when are we going to talk about a policy for the body cams?
Who has started working on one? And she has in the town. They do wear them when they go to someone's house or whatever. If they're working at sewer plant or something, they do not wear it because why damage it? But yes, they have started wearing it when they, well, they're supposed to wear it when they go out. I can't verify that they do, but yes.
So have we talked about a policy? That's all I'm asking. Isn't that what we're supposed to do?
That's a question for Cecilia.
Yeah.
So the village administrator can make new policy for employees. And then the village council can approve it if they want to. But in terms of body cam and when they wear it, generally law enforcement, the chief law enforcement officer makes that decision for his department. So, no, the village administrator's closed.
So, right.
So she would make the policy for her employees.
So when, what, we never talked about any of this, getting the body cams and making any policies, who gets to see the footage, how is it kept? That's what I'm asking. Do we have cameras at the hall right now that run when we're in there having our meetings?
Yes.
What happens to that film?
It's not saved. It's strictly for security only.
So
Who has access to those?
who has access to that and how do you get access? Can you log in while you're at home on your computer and watch what's going on at the home?
I don't have that information at home. I mean, that's,
But you could, so yes.
I guess I could if I were to take the login information.
So who has access was the question.
Well, Lauren actually has the access because she's the one who set everything up, but
And that's not a key policy either. So I think that probably should be something that the mayor should have too. What about council? Should we be able to watch?
if you want to watch what?
What's going on in the hall? Public place. I mean.
So I would say that would be a separate records policy. I think I did.
Well, there's no records because it's not kept, she
It would
said.
be a digital. I think I mentioned that and I had Sam read for a workshop. That's the payment to me.
Do the cameras record them? I'm sorry, I just.
Like they have some sort of internal recording, but like it's not recorded onto anything. Like it just goes,
So how long does that internal recording last?
I honestly don't know.
I know mine at home does 24 hours and then it rewrites itself.
Yeah, I don't honestly know. Like I said, it was just, if we were to have an incident or something, we could look it up. It's nothing, I mean, I honestly don't know how long you can go back. I don't know.
So we don't know how it gets turned on either, or is it just continually run?
I'm not following, like, what do you mean, how it gets turned on? Like,
So is it just a continual surveillance of the hall inside?
inside, outside, yes. That way, if something were to happen, we could go back and look to see what happened when.
But within 24 hours?
I don't know. He said his was 24 hours. I don't know what ours is. I don't know.
So the utility clerk has login, you have login, fiscal officer, and what about the mayor? Do you
I
have-
don't have login.
Oh, you said you-
I guess I could, but I don't.
Okay, so the way the utility clerk manages our security cameras right now?
I mean, she set them up, so she does have that information,
Okay,
yes.
Mr. Mayor, do you have access to those cameras as well?
No,
I do not. Could we get that for the mayor at least? Is there a reason we can't have the mayor have access to our security? This should be one of his priorities. Okay, well, as a council person, I request the mayor get access to those cameras at the very least. I don't disagree with Barb's request for council. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but certainly the mayor.
okay, anybody have anything else?
Yes, as a suggestion, if anybody's gonna have access, it should be view-only access. They should not have the ability to edit it in any way,
Agreed.
and that's anybody.
So we need to look and see,
Make sure it's view-only access. That's just a security thing. If you're gonna have a record, nobody should be allowed to change it,
Or delete it?
or delete it, or edit it in any way.
Okay. Now we'll move on to official reports. For the mayor's report, I talked to CEI and they still cannot give us a date or time when they're gonna come out and remove the boxes from the yards. And there's still no time frame as to when they're gonna be doing anything with the, changing the streetlights out. And that's basically all I have. Solicitor,
I don't have anything.
fiscal officer.
you look, we have the interfund transfer listing. We actually approved these with the budget and I just hadn't done them until now. So I printed out the report for you. Every year we transfer $1,500 into the Parks Fund. That's the only money that the park gets. The next one, this $10,000, when we purchased Zito Media, we did not get a loan. We just took money from the 5701 fund and we pay that back $10,000 every year from the general fund. That is this year's installment. And then this $12,000, what, we were supposed to make that transfer last year, but we didn't do that because when we set up the fund, I didn't know how to put the revenue fund. That was on me. I'd never set up a fund, didn't know how to do it. So this was actually from last year. So we reappropriated it for that this year, and that's what that transfer is. And like I said, just been busy, I didn't get to those, so we actually set those up with the budget. I didn't do them until now. So that's what those are. We have our receipt detail, which there's nothing unusual here. Everything is pretty much standard with that. We have the fund status, which is, everything's on track with that as well.
Yeah, wait a minute, what was the last one down there? That $12,000?
That was from, actually it's just been sitting in general fund. It was for, the pavilion from like a couple of years ago. And we had just never done that and wanted that done last year, and I just didn't know how to do it until now.
So we put that much into?
It was sitting in general,
Okay.
and we created the fund last year to do it. So I created the fund, but mistakenly did not create a revenue for the fund.
Okay, could you give me some background on this pavilion fund? I really don't know anything about it. Or do we?
We had donations and whatnot, and that is what it was earmarked for. And it's just been sitting there for a couple of
For
years.
the park?
No, for over here. And it's just been sitting there, and when, like I said, you can only do this when you're in the at the beginning of the year when you're in temporary appropriations, which is also an extremely busy time. So that's, and I missed the window last year. It wasn't until later that I realized I didn't do that. So when council decided to create that fund and do that, I created the fund, didn't realize that I needed to do the revenue account, didn't do it. So we did that this year. But everything else is pretty much our standard stuff. Like I said, the funds are doing, our revenue is coming in as it should. We had no unusual anything this month, so good.
So I have a question about the $1,500 went to the park fund.
Yes,
And what do we do at the park? Because I thought that was all volunteer work.
most of it is, but there'll be times when things need to be done. We'll need gravel, we need this, we need that. They
Mulch.
Yeah, they used to
Mulch.
pay for mowing. We do that ourselves now, but they used to pay for that. But anytime anything needs to be done and bought at the park does not have any revenue. So,
Does that also include like the porta potty that?
yes, the porta potty, that's $150 a month, $130 a month. So yes, those items,
Where did the $1,500 come from?
general fund. And so we,
Oh, the upkeep.
yes, so,
So all these came from the general fund and moved.
yes.
Okay, do we have anything from Dan for zoning inspector? Report.
Well, are you done here? I'm sorry.
Hmm?
Oh, okay.
Okay, nothing from zoning. Utility clerk, Lauren? You have anything from her?
She has just her adjustments. It's her normal stuff, because people moved and they get their deposit refunded, nothing Nothing else.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the adjustments.
I'll make a motion to approve the adjustments.
I'll second.
Mr. Simonis?
Yes.
Mrs. Swanger?
Yes.
Mrs. Sintek?
Yes.
Mrs. Speeda? Mrs. Nash?
Yes.
And Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
Okay, now we'll move on to old business, the old benches.
The old benches, I thought we already talked about this, that 2 months ago, Pam was gonna check to see if we were allowed to donate them to the VFW per whoever donated them to us. Because why are we still asking?
This is what they told me. It's been a long time. They can't tell us no.
Right.
But, and that's how they left it. Can't tell us no, but
Well, I make a motion to donate them to the VFW then.
A second.
Can you keep half of them and donate half of them?
How many of them are the total?
6.
With all the benches that the Chamber of Commerce is doing, what would be the requirement to keep some of them? Just because the other ones look so nice.
Where would you store them? Where are you gonna put them?
We're gonna use them in the parking over here.
Where are you gonna put them until that's done? Where are you gonna put the benches?
Where are they now?
I think some of them are on the street. Are all of them still there? Or 6 of them over there?
the group that meets at, the park, what night is that? They done on Wednesdays?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday? They did mention they would like to have some seating of some sort, additional picnic table, something, so that is a thought for some of them, I don't know.
So we offer them to the VFW, and then we tell them no, because we need to check to see if it's okay, because they were donated to us, and now I mean, this has been 2 months.
So I was told that they requested them, not they were offered.
Okay.
I don't remember them being offered because we talked about saving some for the parking lot here.
So did anyone have this conversation? Anyone here? Did anyone have this conversation with the VFW about these park benches? Because the commander was here. He was waiting to have us give them to him, and then that's when we said, this was 2 months ago. Nobody recalls.
I think it'd be good for the relationship too.
I'm pretty sure that it was.
I recall that conversation.
Okay, thank you.
It was Dave that presented it.
That was before the,
John was here, waiting for
The
us
car
to
show.
say yes, because he didn't want to take them until you guys said yes. And then it's this big waiting game.
I don't ever recall offering them. I know somebody had mentioned that, Dave, you did, but we never offered them.
It was actually brought up reading before last, and then I put it, my preference, in the thing I wrote that you read at the last workshop,
Right.
and then that's where it died. So here it is.
It's not where it died, because when we talked about it, when John was here, with the VFW, Pam had said she needed to check to see if it was okay because they were grants. So
That
this
actually
is
what we
keeps
said
going
was,
on.
that was one of the things we had to find out.
So now that's what the issue is right now from Gloria's last reading that you read. We were still checking on that, and that was a month. So now we're at the end of this month, so 3 months.
Right?
Yeah, it was the one, yes, it was workshop
Right,
2
but
weeks
this
ago.
was the month before that was when it started. I don't know. I don't see why we tell somebody we're gonna give them to him. He comes to the meetings and then we say we have to check, and then now we're 2 months and and we're still checking and wanting to keep half of them now.
You know who
Now
told
maybe-
them?
That's what I'm
From the
asking.
beginning.
We're having this conversation, that's what I'm asking, if anybody remembers this. So that,
What I
Dave
remember was,
suggested-
he suggested it, and we said, we know that
and
we're
that's
doing
why
stuff
he
in the
came,
park.
so then he's coming, waiting to accept, and then now, I just don't think it's right.
Yeah, we said we had to find out about the grant, we found out about the grant, we should be able to move forward with it. I understand your point.
I don't remember him coming to a meeting.
Yeah, he was here because he said, I want to hear it before I take them. So he was here. He hasn't been back. So I get why he hasn't been back, because this is,
And I think the Chamber of Commerce benches look nicer. I think I think it looks a lot better for the community having those out
could
there.
we put some of those chamber, will we have some spots for the chamber to put benches if you need more benches?
Well, how are we even deciding where these benches are going? Who's making this decision where the benches are
I
going?
think the family, some of the family have requested.
So I can just say I want a bench sitting right here and
If it's
I can do
allowed
it.
to go there, but I.
allowed by who? So that's what I'm saying. Who's approving where these benches are going?
Well, I mean, you
We
can't
haven't talked about it.
can't say I want it certain places, of course, but a lot of them have certain places that meant something to their family.
I get that, and I can appreciate that.
Are we
but
allowed
who's
to-
making the decision,
Are we
yes or no? Because
Yeah.
I would have expected that.
Are we
to be
allowed
amongst
to
the
say,
six
yes,
of us.
we can put 3 down at the park as council?
That seems reasonable.
And then we can sell those spots. Is that something that we could talk about? And then that would cover those, that group goes and would like more spots. Do you think there's more room down there for more than 3?
At the park?
Yeah.
I think there's probably only room for maybe 2, honestly.
Okay. Sam?
Because you're limited as to where you can put them.
I thought the benches, if we had any extra, we're gonna go through that walkway, because if you keep walking,
Oh, it'd be nice up there.
you know, and it is nice to sit there, because you got the
So
river right there, and
Potential for more than 3 then.
Well, the good thing about these old benches are, they're very, very heavy. The new ones are nowhere near as heavy. So when you're talking about down at the park, they're not gonna get moved, taken, or whatever.
and wash the
Thrown in the creek.
Yes. There's a
Are they
big difference
bolted to
between
the
these
concrete
old
beds?
ones compared to the new ones.
Would we need to put concrete pads down at the park?
No.
For the old ones?
No.
For the new ones? For the chamber?
It depends on where they are. But, like I said, you're very limited as to where you can put them there. But
So who is making the approvals as to where the benches go? I haven't had an answer for that yet. I would have expected that to be the 6 members of council to make those decisions, but that doesn't, we haven't talked about it all yet, so I don't know. where that's
most of them go, like the old school. We had to contact the people who own that. You know, things like that. We have to ask where they can go. And well, you weren't on council when a lot of them were put in, and the council did decide. where
Right,
they could
so
go.
we're into July now, we've had a few new ones since then. This is the first discussion we've had outside of, can we give the old ones to the VFW?
Well, but they were not ordered just now. They were ordered a long time ago, when we talked about where they could go.
Okay, so we have, well, I can check with the chamber about what new benches are. And we can bring that to council as to where they're gonna go then, going forward, correct, council members?
Where are these benches now?
All around town.
The old ones that were there before Angie, they're just
What do you
playing.
mean the old ones, the
The old
people playing
ones.
one? Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
kind
have
of
nothing
getting,
on them. Don't have nothing on them.
yeah, we're kind of getting upgraded with the new ones that the
Yeah.
chamber's fundraiser is, yeah. Again, I make a motion to give them to the VFW. I would rather see the new ones lining the main streets than the old ones.
We have a second?
I second.
Did you second? Mrs. Sinjik,
Yes, I made a motion, yes.
please.
Yes, yes.
Mrs. Skeeter?
Yes.
Mrs. Warner?
Yes.
Mr. Simoes?
We are gonna use them for the village. It's a no.
Mrs. Becker?
Yes.
And Mrs. Mills?
I'm undecided.
Okay, Sam, you have something?
So is that a time?
Yes. Hold on, time limit.
Bring it in.
Yeah, it should be consent, so motion passed.
Gloria, what did you vote? Yes, so it's 4.
It was 4 to 1.
4 to 1, and then Nash undecided.
Okay, Sam, do you have something for old business?
Yeah, I do. I'm gonna read this to everybody. It's another, J.D. sent in another call to the Ohio auditors. So this is you talking to them. And this is Don at the auditors. Don, I'm very concerned. The people we filed our concerns about have been posting emails that I have never seen or received between you, Randall Turner, and Cheryl Gray, and SIU, which is Special Investigative Unit, stating that there are no active investigations concerning Rock Creek. Can you please shed some light as to what is going on and how they are getting these emails, and I've received nothing. I'm being accused of knowing the outcome, and I'm in the dark. So next, what we have is they're talking amongst themselves. So Alan K. Alfred is the auditor. So Don said to Alfred, "Hi, Alan. I'm sorry, Alan. Wanted to loop you in on this as well. I will contact the Rock Creek mayor today, really just to listen to what he has to say. I found he tends to leave out pieces of info." Okay, and then Don sent back, "Please advise the mayor that SIU only opens an investigation into criminal violations. Everything which has been raised related to Rock Creek are more process issues, which we have referred to the region. That means the issues will be addressed during the regular audit cycle." What this means is there's absolutely nothing to investigate in Rock Creek as far as all the allegations made.
Are you
That's
done?
it. I'm
Okay.
done.
Why are you reading them?
Because the public needs to know, you guys want transparency, you need transparency. This is another phone call made on us on June 28th.
And what does it say?
I
It
just read.
says, never seen by you. So he's asking for information that they are giving to you, but
It's
he's
public
never seen
record.
it.
It's public record. Did you get a phone call? They said they called you. They were gonna call you.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you why you're reading
I
that.
just told you why I'm reading it. Because people out here need to know what's going on.
But
And you guys asked
you
for
read, no,
transparency.
you don't,
got it.
don't say you guys
You guys
in
did.
point. This letter is saying, never seen. So he is saying he has never seen anything from them, but you are saying that
I'm
they,
explaining
that
to
this
him,
is
I
cleared
guess,
and
that
there's
there's
no
nothing going
criminal
on.
justice, there's
Let her
no
finish.
criminal thing.
There isn't.
So where is that? Dave is saying he hasn't seen it. You keep reading the same thing, and they're saying the same thing, but
Dave is saying the
Do you want
same
a copy?
thing. I would love a copy.
Pass that down. Actually, I have copies here. You want one? Anybody else?
Dave is saying he has never seen this then.
Here, Dave, here's
So
one for you.
I would like to
Because I had
see
never
what
gotten
this
anything
is.
from them. But everybody was saying that I should know the results, which, when I talked to Dawn, she said that sometimes the emails get lost. It wasn't in my spam folder, it wasn't where I had any access to it, and I asked her, I said, everybody's saying that there's been a conclusion to this, but I yet have not received anything.
Where's the conclusion? Does anyone have the conclusion to
Do
this?
you want to read it? It's on there.
There's no conclusion. Besides you saying that
I'm not seeing it. This is
there's no
from now.
SIU because it's not criminal. We get that. We've
Please
already talked
advise
about
the
it.
mayor that SIU only opens an investigation into criminal violations.
So there's no criminal
There's no
violation. We
crim-
talked
no-
about that 3 months ago with all of the information
Then why
that
are
Pam
we
gave.
continuing to call, Barb? Why are we continuing to call?
I don't know why.
That
but
would answer your
He's
question.
asking because he's not getting whatever this information that you're saying that you guys have.
Okay. So you don't believe this is true?
I'm not saying that. I'm just asking, this doesn't show anything. So you're reading this out to the public from what
It's public knowledge. It's
reason?
it's
No,
public.
they're not calling every day asking for this information. Has anybody called? Does Dave send an email? I think it's ridiculous that you keep doing this. You guys keep getting this information for no reason. It keeps stirring up
No.
the hostility and the. You don't think so?
No. This is what we've had to work with for 7 months. We've had to work with this along with trying to do things for this village. So no, it is longer than 7 months. No, and the public
What's
needs to know
ridiculous
that.
is that the same email keeps going over and over and over again.
But it's saying the same thing. He's asking the same exact thing. He has not seen any information. But
I
you
have it
guys-
if you want it.
I do.
Publix from the comment is open.
This is the email that was sent to Dave, January 25th.
Is that what you just gave me here?
Actually, that's the email that was sent to all of us with their conclusion. We were
That's
CC'd
right.
on it, but I don't think you were.
I was
It
not. Because I don't know what's happening here.
Me, Wendy,
But it's really irritating.
and Angie.
Were you copied on that?
I didn't get to see that. I was copied on it. I'm sorry. I was just curious what it said. I'm done. Thank you.
Well, I'm done. You want to move on?
Anything any further on this?
Actually, I'm kind of curious. What did they say when you called?
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you. Can you see
What
what
did they
they
say when they
said?
called you?
They just told me, they said that I should have gotten it, and they told me, they said as of right now, things are, there's nothing being done.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to get in the beginning, that I was accused of knowing that already, when I didn't. I didn't know that until I talked to her the last time. And she told me, she says, this was her results, and this is where it stands. But up until that point, I had no communication from them at all.
So you are saying to the public that there is nothing being investigated?
As of right now, no.
Okay, as of right now. Okay.
Okay, let's move on to new business. Wendy?
Well, this is good timing. One council, one team. communication and collaboration. We're not doing a very good job of it, and I think this is pretty obvious. And until we can start working together and start communicating better, we're not serving our residents well. I believe that we are coming in with our own agendas, things that we'd like to get done. That's not a bad thing, but unfortunately, we're heading in 6 different directions. I think we need to prioritize what we would like to do for this village. We need to come to some conclusions and set those ideas into motion. Instead of Sam comes with something, Gloria comes with something, Barb comes with something, and then we kind of, things just fall off and we don't get anything accomplished. I think that we can do better. I think that I shouldn't have to read about meeting postponements on Facebook. I think that, I rearrange my schedule to make sure that I'm here for workshops and meetings. I've rearranged vacation times just to find out a meeting got canceled and postponed that I found out later, and I shortened my vacation for that. So I think that if we're going to make changes, we should all be included in conversation, whether it's a text group or an email group. We're not on the same page. There was to say that there's a meeting change, well, we can document it. As long as it's documented, I believe we can. If we do it in email, it'll be well documented. I read about a joint cemetery meeting because I happened to be here for the planning commission meeting, because it was on the door. Angie, I don't know if you knew about that meeting, you were here, so I don't know why we didn't get notified. Mr. Brett Bellis told me he contacted the fiscal officer and told her. And I read about it on the door out here. So we're not communicating, it's very clear we're not. So I would like to find out how we can. Yes, ma'am.
Brett called me to find out when we had meetings. We talked about him setting it up that day after Gloria's meeting. He was supposed to confirm with me, and he never did.
Well, I can believe that. I mean, I'm sure that he miscommunicated as well.
Yes.
As we said, we have communication problems. But we need to improve that. We need to find some ways to do that. And I think that it will serve us all better. It will improve our relationships. I believe it will improve our setting some goals and actually trying to reach them. We are the 6 council people that were either elected or appointed to sit here and do this. And I don't feel like we're really getting any traction because we keep going over some of the same things over and over again. And let's just get some work done. Let's set some priorities. Let's roll up our sleeves. And I don't think we're really doing it. So that's my proposal. I would like to discuss ways to do it. If you want to think about it and bring some ideas to the workshop, that'd be wonderful. It's hard to do team building when we have the sunshine laws to abide by and those meetings act, so I get that. But that would be wonderful if we could. But we've got to find a way to kind of get that in order. That said, you had something else?
What do you want, like a project? Do we have to work together?
No, what I'm stating is we should set our goals. We have some specific ordinances that we have presented here. And it's nothing that I don't think we've had 6 people work on anything together since we've started. We walk in and we get a vote, so I think that that's one of the things that we could set some goals. It doesn't mean that we're not going to do some work on our own to achieve these, but if we set some goals as a council, what would we like to accomplish in 2026 for the village of Rock Creek? What would we like to accomplish in 2027 for the village of Rock Creek? I think if we get some kind of planning in place of what we're trying to do, then we could be a little bit more focused, and I think we would work together better in that if we have a common goal. And right now, we don't seem to have common goals. And that's my proposal. I think it's worthwhile. I think that we can do better. And I'd like to see us do better. And I'm sure a lot of people up here would also appreciate that.
Well, isn't that what workshop's all about?
It is, but what's happening?
Working on goals like the sidewalks that we can't help it, but the sidewalks are ripped up and the engineer's office flipped us off for most of the summer, so to speak. the benches and stuff that everyone's working with. Trying to get the roads done and whatnot. Finding an alternative to the salt bins because of the lease. We've all been working on those kind of things. Making the village more presentable. People have taken their time and put up all those new boxes for flowers and whatnot, making things look decent. Trying to find ways to bring in new industry into this town is pretty hard to do when most of your commercial property is owned by other people and they aren't going to develop it. Little things that we can work on, people can get together and do a lot of that. It's where your planning commission comes in to help do that sort of thing. I do have time, but a lot of times I'm taken up during the day, just like you are. If you want to set up one-on-one times, we'd have to get together on days where it's not a Tuesday and somebody has a meeting, or there's meetings, other meetings. And when you asked about the cemetery meeting, I didn't find out about that cemetery meeting until Friday evening when Brett came over and brush hogged my property. That's when I found out about it. And did it dawn on me to call everybody or text everybody? No, it did not. So, and I did not get anything from him but that day, right? Because it was a very busy weekend for me anyway. It was my annual family picnic party with fireworks. So, but yeah, we need to work together a lot more on what we really want to achieve. And it has, sometimes you have to crawl before you walk, and we're still in the crawling stage because we're all still trying to work together.
I'd like to see us start walking.
Well, so
And that's what I'd like us to get to.
Lori would like
I
to
have a
speak.
question for Cecilia, actually. Cecilia, did you get a chance to put that information together for me as to what the planning commission responsibilities and authorities are by chance?
I did, it's pretty well laid out in the statutes.
Yeah, just so if you have like a list of what the statutes are or anything like that by chance.
I was gonna get it to, I had something
Yeah,
else.
if not, you can put,
Yeah.
not right this second, but
Yes. I mean, it's pretty much zoning and things like that, but yeah, I can get it to you.
So other places that I've looked into is the planning commission's job is kind of to have a strategic plan for the village. And a lot of that is zoning and revitalization and things like that. So, and then the planning commission takes that to council. So, that would fall into your
Agreed.
goals.
Agreed, yeah. And that's one of the things we talked about before, is that we don't really have any committee meetings. We kind of do it all together at our workshop, so we don't walk in with a lot of information ahead of time. It's my proposal. I'm trying to extend an olive branch and try to move forward. That's all I can do, outside of a few other things that I have to present here to work on to move forward. So
Can I ask
if you want to go into that, sure.
What's your work schedule?
My work hours, they vary. It's usually 8 to 5, Monday through Friday. I have made a lot of arrangements when I need to, and if I have something scheduled, I can work it in. I'm pretty lucky that I can squeeze in an hour and adjust my lunch hours and that kind of thing.
What do you want to work on the Cub Scout?
On what?
The camp?
Oh, the cabin?
Yeah, me
Oh,
too.
the cabin. We'll talk about that. But I'm not talking, Sam, I know that you look at things as, if you're volunteering to cut down a plant, you're participating. But there's other things that we need to be doing, and that's what I would like to see us work on. I do have some things that I wanted to present. If you guys are ready for me to move forward, I will do that.
Yes.
Okay. One of the things, if you want to just take and pass it down, please. Administration roles and responsibilities. Now, I will tell you that I did a lot of AI work on this because it's a quick and easy draft, and these are all drafts. I should have marked them, I apologize for that. Everything I have here is a draft. But the administration roles and responsibilities, I had people ask me, what does each person do in the village? And so this kind of lays that out and it gives a little bit of an answer. And if we, there might need to be some adjustments made to this. As I said, this is just an AI generation. And then on the back, it gives a little bit of a table of organization. So it helps people understand who has which roles, who reports to who, and who they go to for things, So that's something that, like I said, take this, think about it, and then we can reconvene at workshop. Just as the other items that were handed out at workshop last week. Also, we have been talking about our communications with the residents. So that said, here is a proposal letter that I think we could put together. Again, full transparency with AI generated. But we can start to ask our residents how they need to receive their communications from us. And the reason for this is because we've got to evolve. Putting things in the Star Beacon doesn't mean that everybody's reading it. I don't get a subscription. I'm sorry, I don't. If we can find out if people will accept text message alerts, emails, or if we have some residents that are stuck in the snail mail loop, that's the only way they're going to receive their information. I think we can do a survey. We can find out what the residents want, how they want to hear from us. The more we can do like text and email, then we get away from the postage. So that would be what I would try to encourage, is if we can try to do some more things electronically. That would be my first goal. And then for anybody else that needs to receive information, it could be Facebook, but we're not, we've got to figure out how we're going to manage that account as well, and what information goes there and what does not. So these are just starting points for discussion.
This is good.
So, and I think that's a great idea. I think that we could do some kind of newsletter. We just need to talk about the content and what we want in it, and this will help us to figure out how we're going to get it to everybody. Somebody told me at one point in time the village actually did do something like this. I don't recall ever receiving any information requesting this. So,
Yeah, they used to do kind of like years ago. They would take the minutes from each meeting and they would mail them out in the water bill. When the water bill would be to that.
I think it's crazy.
They haven't done that in a long time. They just, instead of getting your water bill in the mail by itself, they would send out, any suggestions, like minutes from the last council meeting went out with the water bill. But the water bill then didn't have to be paid until the 15th. Since we've changed how we get our water and whatnot, it's now become kind of hard because you got to pay it by the 1st. So, and our last council meeting is at the end of the month.
Right.
And not everybody likes emails or Facebook.
Yeah, and that's why not everybody is going to be able to receive their communication the same way. And I think that's where we need to pivot and adjust. We need to change with the times. It doesn't have to be a snail mail. It doesn't have to be a Facebook post. It can be a combination. We just have to find out how we get that together, how we set that up, how we set Lauren up, so that she can send these communications out and make sure it gets out. We've had multiple conversations about things getting lost in the mail. It's happened. I've not received things. Other people have said, they didn't receive things. So, I think it's a pretty widespread problem. So, I think this is.
Digital email and then have a staff at Village Hall or maybe pop in.
Yeah, I think we could hang more things at the library. I think they're willing. I still think some kind of a message board at, the village hall would be appreciated. That is another topic I need to get to. Okay.
Can you speak up?
Yeah, but it's not, she asked about using the grant, the NOPEC grant, but it's not enough money. So I will tell you that I did talk to a trustee in Rome. I think I mentioned this before. They did an electronic sign and they saved up their NOPEC money to buy it. That's how they funded it. They paid for the whole thing, including the framing, where, like the fire hall here, they did it much more cost effective by getting the ATEX students to come out and build, the brick around it. So, I mean, I think, don't quote me at that, Sean told me it was under $5,000 for that sign he's got up there. And then the brickwork, where I think Rome was like $20,000. So I'm sure we can do it much more cost effective like the fire hall did. So, and I think that's a great idea. I mean, I drive through municipalities and I know when their planning commission meetings are, I know what job openings they have, I know what they have for sale. And I mean, all I gotta do is stop at a stop sign and I can know everything that's going on in that village in a very short amount of time. So I would like to see that kind of communication for us. Okay. We've had a couple of conversations about this record keeping policy. This is a few pages, so when I pass it down, I'm going to make sure we can hold that. I'm sorry. I didn't get it all stapled together. Let me see. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 pages each, so if you can grab that. And then I'm going to send the next one with it. This one is email and text. But we need to add, what did you? Oh, okay, so you got it all in one,
Just
okay.
one page.
Do I have, okay, I might have given you another one that I wasn't ready for yet, but that's okay, you're going to get it in one. This one would need updated to include media. Both the body cameras that you were talking about, we need to add. The meetings being recorded now with our OWL, we need to add, that's not on here yet. So this is just an additional that we would need to get included in there. I think I gave you the next set too. Another ordinance that I was going to propose. So you might have more there than just that. Sorry, guys. Record keeping, record retention. You might have gotten. Did I give you this one too? This goes in. All right.
You have these.
Okay. Well, if I'm missing anything, I can always email anybody who's missing something. So record keeping policy, this came up because of a number of reasons. We have to have one. We don't have one, and with the new medias that come out in technology all the time, I really think we need to get something in place so we can start actually having a record keeping. We don't also have a committee for that, and everything I'm reading says there should be a record keeping committee.
Well, it's not called record keeping, it's something. And we do have a policy. It does need updated.
Okay, when you talked about the videos, you said we didn't have
It's
one.
not on there. It needs updated.
Okay,
But we do have a policy.
well, we might be able to find that and maybe bring it up to date then. That would be great.
Yes, we do have a policy.
Okay.
And it's mandated that we have a policy.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised.
Oh, no, we do have a policy. And there is a records commission, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I think I got these a lot of work.
Yeah, I don't know what.
So I have one more left, and I think that might be have it already. The last one that I sent down, I think it's in your staff. ordinance regarding establishing loitering. I have seen in my time in the village hall going in, there's a lot of people that are hanging out. And since we have all the salaries paid by these lovely folks out here and ourselves, we don't want to send a message that it's a local gathering point, that people are there to do business and get paid. I've seen a lot of people hanging for a long period of time. That is what I would find not business oriented. And I think that we should stick with business functions at the village hall.
What would you consider loitering?
Sitting in Lauren's office for 40 minutes, staring at me while I'm going through a book for an hour and a half.
So it's not loitering outside, it's loitering.
No, inside the building. Yeah.
There was a public building.
Public building, it's also there for business, so. Did you guys get that copy? Maybe I didn't.
I gotta say something. I've been in there.
I don't know, these are
It's a
messed
small
up,
building.
but I have them when they
And then they talk. A lot of people pay their bill and they talk. This is like a little bit of a social thing for some people that are by themselves. And they're going, so I want to keep that hometown
So you
thing
want
going.
Well, I want to be careful because, as I said, our taxpayer dollars pay these wages. And the optics to me, as a taxpayer, is if somebody is sitting there taking up paid employees' time, they're not able to do their job during that time. And that's the optics that I see. I think that other members of the community have seen it. Did you guys get that one? I'm not sure that you got that one. Yeah, this other one was a lot longer. Yeah, this is something. This was one. All right, I can email anything that you think you guys I'm missing on, just let me know.
Ms. Sintik, I don't have any.
Oh, probably, Barb's probably got a whole stack of them over there again. On the,
She has one because her pages
yeah,
are stacked, like these ones, put it in page two.
yeah, the record keeping.
What is this for a workshop?
Yeah, I mean, we tabled this from the workshop, if you'll recall, because we were trying to cut the evening short. So I agreed to table it to this meeting. So I wanted to get these drafts out to you folks, so that you can look them over, so that we can have the conversation when it comes to workshop. But I wanted to get it in front of you before then, and give you kind of my rundown of where it came from. And, you know, as Pam said, we might already have something that just needs tweaked. As opposed to writing something new. So some of our work might be done for us already.
Okay, do you have anything further?
I think that is all of them for today.
Okay. We're gonna do, can we alter to do comments from the public and then go into executive session? Anybody have a problem with that?
If we have more than one topic for executive session, do we need to call that out at this moment?
You would, I'm sorry, Mr. Brown,
Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, you would need a motion for each topic.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion for a personnel topic to discuss in executive session, please.
And then we also have a, with the lease,
Potential litigation.
potential litigation with the lease.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Potential litigation with the lease.
Okay. That's from the public first.
Yes. So how-
Where's the paper sheet?
There was no sign-in sheet.
Have a look.
No, the cards.
We didn't do an intro on that. Does anybody, nobody knows.
We switching the agenda then?
Moving the agenda for public comments, right, Mr. Mayor?
Yes. We're gonna take public comments over executive session, because executive session's probably gonna last a little bit. longer than, we won't hold everybody up.
Are we doing time limits or anything?
Should be a 3-minute time limit. So we have any?
Did you ask? Is there any comments from the public?
Yes.
Are we doing the cards or not?
Yeah, they
Apparently,
took your agenda.
I thought we were, but
Okay, well, I have, so that's okay.
Okay, we got 3 minutes.
All right, Mrs. Simtek, would you now like to clarify your comment that abuse fees were not applied consistently?
You only have 3 minutes. I'll save it for another time. If you'd like to meet personally, I'd be happy to do that.
Is it gonna take longer than 3 minutes?
If you'd like to meet personally, I'd be happy to do that.
Okay, if we meet personally, would you consider that loitering at the village hall?
That would be village business.
Okay, does Chloe have an office?
No, she has a little table in my office.
Okay. And for Mrs. Skita, and Wendy, you had brought it up before too, what other options would you like to explore regarding the water rate increase?
What other options?
Yeah, you
Besides increasing the water?
yeah.
Yeah, so what can we, do you have any suggestions for us?
No, that's what I'm asking you.
Okay. Do you have any?
No, I'm asking you.
How to save residents money?
Yes,
Yes. So that's what we'd like to talk about.
we've had months, so have you?
No, so you've been to every meeting,
Yes,
right? So
and I haven't heard you bring anything up, so I'm asking if there are,
has there ever been time?
you brought it up many times.
Yeah. So let's talk about it.
That's what I'm asking.
Do you wanna bring some suggestions?
That's not my job, I'm asking you.
You're asking us how to save you money. That's what we're trying to do. We're gonna talk about it.
When?
We'll talk about it at our, next meeting, our workshop. We'll put it on our agenda.
Wasn't that the third reading?
Yeah. So we're still trying to save you money.
Okay. But just you keep bringing up other options, I wondered if you came up with any.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about it at the workshop.
Okay. Then I guess my final question is, Dave, do you acknowledge getting that email I gave to Mark from the 25th of January?
I finally got it from them about a week or so ago. Time's up. Anybody else have any further questions?
I got a question. And this is to all the council. Why is it that you can't work together and everybody, why do you even have a mayor if he's not gonna be able to do a job to help all the residents out and be the guy that is, guiding everybody else that's supposed to be doing their job? If he doesn't have keys in an office in Village Hall, why do you even have a mayor? That's the question. And all this nonsense about you talking about past crap, why don't you, for a change, drop all your past crap and work for the future, for your residents? Because a lot of you sitting up there have your own agenda. You're not working for the residents, you're working for yourself. And you can smile whenever you want.
Well, I would like you to give me an example. So
Well, let's see. Let's do some bridge work and build our bridges and do things in our community like the VFW or, anything else in here that needs to be done. For example,
No, I want you to specifically tell me how I'm here for my own agenda, for myself.
you
That's
know
what
what,
you
I
just
don't
said.
need to listen to you right now.
But
I'm
you
trying to
looked at me
get
and
my
said
word
that.
across, then you can talk,
You
okay?
asked me specifically.
No, I don't.
You just did. You were looking at me.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Sam was smiling, that's who I was looking at.
I smile a lot. Sorry.
But my point is, you need to work together and get stuff done. This like a dog chasing its tail, you go in circles and circles and continue on the same stuff. And nothing gets done. Like our grinder unit. My husband had to go out there and put screws on and fix the lock on the
Can I ask a
grinder
question?
unit.
Didn't you just say they came out and everything was fine?
No, I said, I pointed to my husband.
Well,
You asked me that question, and I said,
yeah, it was in the report.
exactly. But I shouldn't have to tell you to come and do that. When they take off a lid, put the screws back on. Fix the lock back on the box. I have babies running around my yard, and that's right there. And they are curious.
Time's up.
Yeah, that was me who came, and all the screws were in there, they've been in there for years, the lock was on there. What, pardon?
I put those in.
You can laugh all you
I
want,
was there.
but I was there and I seen you.
I put them
I
in
didn't see
before
it.
you came,
Because
Well,
I'm
sorry.
there.
right after that meeting. And if you look, there's also something on the box for the light. Cause I don't wanna reach in our hands in there either. That didn't have a lock on it.
How many mayors have had offices, the last, let's say, 4 or 5 mayors? How many have had offices?
Beverly, Pam, Bob,
I never had an office.
you had the in one.
No, I didn't. I was never in that office. Never in that one.
Well, how come it said Beverly Martin?
They didn't warn on me, but I wasn't in there.
I didn't have an office.
The records room was the mayor and the administrator's office.
Chip.
Yeah,
He was in there, the
administrator.
administrator.
It was administrator,
John.
yeah. John was in there, not me.
No, she was.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, we need a motion.
Who's responsible for signing paychecks for the hourly employees? Mayor?
Depends. Myself, the mayor, and Brenda Beckwith are signers on the account.
And has the mayor been there the last 3 or 4 times in front of you to sign checks and you circumvented the mayor and haven't already signed by Mrs. Beckwith?
I didn't circumvent anybody. Mrs. Beckwith did sign. She is a signer on the account.
She can sign.
Okay, no further questions. We're going to the executive session. I need a motion to go into executive session for the litigation on the Skeeter property.
I'll make a motion to go on executive session.
I'll second.
Mr. Mayor, may I make a suggestion? You might want to talk about the personnel, if you're going to go into executive session for the personnel matter, you might want